All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful day. I got another watch list for you, but we're going to do it a little different. I'm only going to go over the keys. I got no place for you. I'm not going to include the intro. You already know we're live, all of that, man. I'm telling you, I want to get into what we talked about today, and I just want to explain some of the facts of what's happening right now, because truly, tomorrow and the European Union and energy, it is truly historical. All my macroeconomics heads out there, this is to the scale of like Bretton Woods or the Paris Accord, major deals that we did with Japan to help them get out of the crisis throughout the 80s and 90s. Just whatever happens tomorrow, there is a lot of potential changes. So you had a little bit of the market today. You saw it pre-market. We had the ECB, and I was saying it all day today. Even yesterday, we're like, the ECB is going to be important. Even at the open today, we were saying just watch the euro, and then eventually the market followed along. The ECB, they did one of their largest rate hikes ever, I think, or at least since 1999, and this big drop here on the SPY, that is also when we heard more negative comments about what they're going to do next, but it was really all about Europe today. And then you had the Queen passing, that came out of nowhere and added to all of it. But tomorrow they are doing the emergency meeting. Now, we talked about this today. There is a chance that all of this stuff gets delayed, but if it doesn't, tomorrow is going to be a huge event. And even if it doesn't move the market, like I'm saying, this is some Bretton Woods type beep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like where we go from here, this truly could be a big major turning point. And the fact of the matter, man, you are living right through it, baby. So, I'm voice cracked. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Before anything, though, let's go. What's up, Jay Quillis? This is not even a sponsor post, man. I'm going to be sipping while I'm talking to you, okay? And shout out to Tim Whitman. All those fire comments. Oh, stop playing with me, bro. You see what I'm saying? God bless you, Chad. I love y'all. Let's have some fun. And thank you again for being positive. And let's go. I was going to say run it, but no. All right, let me sip this and let's get into it. Bro, I just took this shit hit really weird, bro. It tastes like one of those melted, like, ghetto otter pops. You know, like, not a real otter pop, but the two, like, ghetto tubes. If you know, you know. I grew up on this. I'm just saying, it tastes like that, just like a liquid. Give me a sec. Yeah, no, man, this shit bad, but I like it. But, like, that's how I know I'm getting old, because, like, I sip this and I taste it, and I'm like, I want to tell you a story, so remind me tomorrow on stream. But all right, Chad, so right off the bat, let's start with the basics here. Remember, last week, Russia cut off Nord Stream 1. That is the big deal, and this potentially was the worst case scenario. And I'm going to show you why, and hopefully the visuals will help. But the next big thing is tomorrow, the EU is coming with an emergency meeting to make these decisions on what they are going to do in response. And this is what I want to share with you, all of the proposals, what could happen, and even what some analysts are talking about is the unintended consequences. This is why I was saying yesterday, I was like, bro, this thing is getting messy. It is getting crazy, but there is a lot of unknown, and that's why I'm saying this is potentially historic. But here it is. This is the pipelines that are going straight from Russia. So at the top, you see Nord Stream. It's in dotted. It is no longer operational. Look how easy it was for Germany to get gas. It was super easy for them. Again, this is why Nord Stream 1 was so important. We're going to talk about this, but if you really go and look back throughout history, Europe has never had a supply issue, even as far back as World War II. So Nord Stream 1, you see it connecting to Germany. There's another pipeline that goes through Belarus and Poland. That's active. Then go to the opposite side. You'll see Turkey and all of that. These are all the countries that have been friendly and kind of been in the middle more or less, right? And this is something I want you to see, because this is part of the situation, believe it or not. The only operational terminal through one of these countries right now is literally Ukraine. So, like, Germany's Nord Stream 1 is cut off right now, but there is gas pumping through Ukraine's pipeline, even though it is reduced now. So I'm telling you all of this. Why does it matter? Because depending on what happens, I'm saying this could be long and drawn out, because Germany does not have systems. A lot of Europe, they don't have systems to transport our gas, bring it over there and operate, and then just take a look. Going from Texas or Canada all the way through, you could see it's a lot more cost, time, and everything compared compared to that pipeline right there. So hopefully you're getting it now. So let's jump into the keys. Already went over this. Like I'm saying, all that matters tomorrow, it's going to be energy restrictions. That's why we're talking about it now. The second thing, there hasn't been a gas supply problem in Europe as far as World War II. But now I want you to understand what's going on here. The EU has already made these announcements that they are going to bring back fracking and they're going to bring back those nuclear plants that they stopped. It's all going to be temporary, but just given the nature, I mean, Americans, how do you respond to fracking? Even nowadays, it's crazy. Again, if you really think about it, this right now is already extreme for any of these countries in Europe, especially Germany, but they're already doing that. The next step, this has already happened. If you go to the ECB website, you could see the timeline, and this is what happened a couple of days ago or a month ago, and this kind of calmed some things down, and I'm sure you probably heard about Germany filling up their stations and all that other stuff pretty much over the last month. But now on top of it, they are going to go further. But what you got to realize right here, right now, there is already adopted regulation to reduce gas demand by 15%. Next thing they're going to go for is electricity. And I'm bringing all this up because this is what we're going to find out tomorrow, and we don't know what's going to happen. And depending on what happens, the ranges and what could possibly occur, it is very wide ranging. So there is that. But now to get more into the details of what they're proposing, they want to put a price cap on electricity for non-gas producers. And we talked about this on stream, and pretty much tomorrow, how they defined renewables or non-gas, it's up to their definition. But one part of this, and this is why it's making the oil and natural gas markets so tricky to trade right now, they are talking about caps on non-gas. They're saying they want to cap the profits and electricity prices on the good stuff, on the solar, the wind, all of that, and they don't want that to get too expensive. And believe it or not, the caps on LNG, that's actually coming second, but we'll talk about that. But this is what they are proposing, and this is what we're going to get tomorrow. Alongside that, they are also proposing a levy on fossil fuel producers, and this is all based on pre-tax profits. So they want to tax them on that. They want to tax them, and they want to say, nah, if you make more than this, we need some of that. And the whole idea is, this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to get into it. Trust me. This is what makes it all so confusing. But the idea is take the levy from these fossil fuel producers and give it back to the consumers to help their prices stay where they are. The idea with a lot of what's going on here, and this is some of the positive, is that the nature of these price caps, it's not going to bring prices down when they need it. And that's all we've been saying. Why this is so important, and you got to realize you can't bullshit energy. And what I mean by that is, like, Evergrande was dead. They could kick the can. They could play its paper. You know what I'm saying? But energy, they need it. So it's like, if you need it during winter, those prices aren't going to come down. The whole idea is to stop them from going up. So they want to tax the energy companies to give it to consumers so that their prices just kind of stay where they're at. And again, this is kind of positive. We're going to jump to that. But there is that, and like I said early, with some of the renewables, they also are going to propose a limit on excess revenues of companies producing power sources other than gas. And this is why I'm saying it gets so tricky, because I hope you realize this is going into solar, wind, everything you could think of. It is not just putting price caps on Russia gas or putting a price cap on LNG. Again, they might not even put a price cap on LNG tomorrow, believe it or not. So take all this in. This is where we're at kind of with the talks over these last couple of days and how things have kind of led into it prior. And this is what they need to figure out now. And the thing we don't know, and this is where we're going to get information tomorrow, the proposal is to put a cap on Russian gas imports. And then they want to also talk about raising a mandatory target reduction on electricity use. And then they said they're going to bring up and consider price caps on LNG. Again, thus far, it's not as hashed out as some of the other stuff, but I hope you're seeing it. This is what we said the other day, with all of these commitments to reduce that, and then again, a mandatory target reduction of electricity by 10 to 15%. This is demand destruction. This is literally going to lower productivity since they cannot power it. And like we said, this is why I'm getting so like, yo, this is serious. because the consequences, who this affects, how this affects trade partners, other things. I mean, it is very wide-reaching, and why they want to start doing this. We're talking about it, even with the queen passing away. You have to understand, if winter comes and those energy prices go up, you're going to get protests. You're going to get social upheaval. That is the last thing anybody wants right now, especially in the midst of everything going on. There's a lot of pain that they want to protect themselves from, but at the same time, this cure that they're proposing, we don't know the consequences, and that's where the volatility comes from. So there is all of that, and now to give you more details, and this is now the good part, based on what they've been talking about, it looks like they're going to be putting a 200 euro per megawatt cap on generators that do not use gas. This is very important. One, this whole time, this isn't talking about Russian gas nor American LNG, so keep that in mind. But why it's so important, and this is where some analysts are getting bullish, and it highlights the whole point I'm saying, this is still a stupid high price. It's not as if 200 euros per megawatt is going to save people money, and that's where people are saying this is the saving grace, where the price cap is high enough where it won't discourage more investment or people getting into it. It's just kind of limiting it on the top end, or putting in a barrier to stop it from going absolutely insane. So that's where some of the benefits of this come into play, and whatever they're doing and what we see tomorrow, if some of these price caps are high enough, it's not going to be so discouraging, but again, we just don't know what's going to happen. So hopefully you see it. There's good and bad. It kind of seems like it's leaning more bad, but we're seeing what's going to happen. But let me just end it on this one. The final proposal, we're going to find out. They have also brought up that they want to consider creating a new benchmark for LNG pricing in all of Europe. So there you go. Like I said, a Bretton Woods moment. They might even want to just replace how everything is priced. So this is absolutely wild. This is happening tomorrow. I hope this gives you information on where it's led, because like I'm saying, a lot of this stuff has occurred. I don't know if it's covered as much, or again, it kind of is boring when you go through it, but at the end of the day, this has huge implications. It is going to add a lot of uncertainty in energy markets, even more volatility, but where we go from here, man, this might really set us up into the final quarter and getting into the end of the year. But just don't forget the videos we talked about at the beginning of the year. If Europe gets clapped and they get clapped first, well, that might be your recession indicator earlier than you thought. So I hope you're ready, Chad. That is your watch list. Again, I made a couple plays. Ask me about it on stream. I mean, the good part about today, I'm holding everything I showed yesterday. So if you watch yesterday's watch list, you'll be up to date. I added an AMD short on 50 shares around like 81.90 or something, or 81 flat. And then I covered that ES. I bought them. Ooh, it was beautiful. I actually got 60 bucks profit on the ES. Then the Tesla went again, another 100 against me. And then that's where we are now. But I better see you there tomorrow. Let's have fun, man. And this is what I'm saying, bro. I hope you're interested in this stuff. I hope you're getting ready. That's what I'm saying, bro. You guys are living through history. You are made for it, bro. And it's like, yo, we got to be in the game right now, because this is a history book type thing, man, and everything that's gone on. But Chad, we ready, baby. We ready. So I love you. Have a good day. Hydrated health. It's weird. I did the video in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? All that, and bro. And this shit, bro, I like it. I need to tell you this story. We're going to talk. But Chad, I love you. Have a good night. Pray for everybody. Pray for me. Pray for yourself, bro. Have some love in your heart, and let's go, baby. It's game time. I love you. I'll see you in the morning. Finger to the sky and peace out. I went finger to the sky to end record. Am I allowed to do? Okay, I love you.